Hello, and welcome to Control. Going to be doing a playthrough of the main game and the Foundation DLC and the AWE DLC as well. So this game is set in the same universe as Alan Wake. For this playthrough of Control, I want the spoilers that get talked about to only be related to Control and not to Alan Wake 2. So just a heads up, no spoilers about Alan Wake 2, otherwise you get banned. No warning, no timeout, straight up ban. Hey there, Snakes. Welcome on in. Hope it's going well. Hey there, Ambivalent. Welcome. Parasenses tingling. Yes, I've been looking forward to replaying this game again. Alright, so let's have a look at some stuff. The last time I played this game on the channel, it was the Xbox version. This is the PlayStation version. Turn off motion blur. Subtitles on. Okay, did that actually remember it? It did. Good. Hey there, Harbinger. You're back to the drive-in. One question, do you have to repeat the whole thing 3 times? You're still missing your pages. That's true, Harbinger, you do. Yeah, so there's 3 different versions of each place that you have to actually go through. Oh, that's good, Snakes. I'm doing well. Things are going good. This will be a short stream. It won't be like a 4, 5, 6 hour stream. But I wanted to make a start on Control today. Thanks for the welcome back, Brutus. Welcome back to you as well.
Fair warning. This is gonna be weirder than usual. Can't be helped. You called me. So here I am. I know I shut you out sometimes. I'm always glad to hear from you. It's just that I get my hopes up. So many times it's led to nothing. I found nothing. It's like we live in a room, and there's a poster on the wall. We stare at it and we think that's the whole world. The room and the poster. The picture's something nice. A landscape, a famous person. Like in that movie, what is it called? The prison movie. The room's a cell, and the picture, it's different for each of us. It can be beautiful or terrible, but we're all transfixed. But it's all a lie. Something to distract us from the truth. They're lying to us. We are lying to ourselves. The room's not the world. The world is much bigger and much stranger. There's a hole hidden behind that poster that leads to the real world. We all feel safe in that room. But sometimes something crawls out from behind the poster. And the ones that see it happen freak out and try to forget what they saw. I'm here. Why did you bring me here? Hello? Anyone here?
Alright, so the camera moved without me moving it, so there must be some stick drift happening. Which is weird, because it's never happened with a PlayStation game for me yet. Ambivalent, you started this today and you got about 4 hours in. Oh, that's a fair amount of time. What do you think about it so far? Yeah, that's weird. Like, let's test something. Let's go to controls. Actually, not controls. Let's go to... I'll have to fucking restart the game. Nah, it can't be that then. It can't be the graphics mode that's causing the camera to move. Like, sometimes I'll move the camera by just tapping the control stick, and then it'll go back the opposite direction a couple of times. Doesn't seem to happen if I just move it like this, or if I'm just doing, quick movements when walking around, but yeah, it's just something weird. Might just be a PlayStation thing as well. Didn't happen on the Xbox version that I've played a couple of times now. Ambivalent, you like how it just throws you into the weirdness straight away? Yeah. And I really like all the stuff that you can read about and all that kind of stuff as well. Federal Bureau of Control. Reminder. Certain objects are not allowed inside the Bureau. Recent incidents have necessitated an issued reminder on prohibited materials, unauthorized weapons, papers, laptops, smart watches, smartphones, smart gaming devices, anything smart. Number 2, pencils. Any objects considered iconic representations of an archetypal concept, example, rubber ducks, ketchup bottles, All material under Bureau investigation is to be brought in through the private entrances. If you see any lobby personnel in breach of these policies, please notify your supervisor immediately.
This seal. I saw it a long time ago. I keep seeing it in my dreams.
Expenditure summary. Executive Sector, Quarter 2. Major. Staffing, surveillance, redacted. Data Center Initiative, construction, redacted, redacted. Minor. Office equipment, janitorial costs, redacted, mold removal, HQ livability costs. For cost breakdown spreadsheet, see page 5. For 5-year comparison chart, see page 9. There he is, Dr. Casper Darling, played by Matthew Peretta, who voices Alan Wake. Unlike in Alan Wake, where he just provides the voice, in Control, Matthew Peretta is also Dr. Darling in the live-action segments and does his voice as well. That's right, Stan, he is. Yeah. Art D. He's awesome. Our bureau at work. Artie is a legend. If you know, you know. Stan, but is he in control? In control? Maybe. Maybe he's not in control of control, but maybe he's in control of some semblance of control. Director Zachariah Trench, who is the former director now, and played by actor James McCaffrey, who unfortunately passed away recently. That's someone's ass. That's exactly what it says below the photo, too. No, Stan, I'm just kidding. It actually says our bureau at work.
Federal Bureau of Control. All these years I've been looking for them and they were hiding in plain sight.
Hiding in plain sight, eh? Are they assassins? British, you weren't sure either. Nice. It would be funny. Yeah, you're not wrong there. Actually, I just thought of something. Let me just have a look at how I've set it up. Ah, perfect. This is perfect. All right. Just want to change something. Be right back. This is something I want to set up. All right. So, if people would like to refresh their page, there's some new channel points that I've added, and one of them I've edited for the purposes of this game. The other one I've added for this game. Stan, it would be funny though. Also, be right back. You need to drown the ridiculous noises at work with loud music. Oh, that's fair enough, Stan. Oh yeah, that's no worries at all. Federal Bureau of Control. Attention all redacted. Redacted, a shark in his secure redacted. Permission to redacted, following basic protocol redacted. Shoot to kill, redacted. Good luck. Ah, nice one, Harbinger. Thank you for redeeming that. Federal Bureau of Control. Hello. As you all should know by now, the R4 reports are due by the end of the week. We're still waiting on them from a number of people. If you need an extension, please request form R4.E from your supervisor. If you think you're exempt from filing an R4, then you'll need to get written permission from your department chief saying so. Remember, R4s are mandatory under Section 75.2 of the Employee Manual. If your RE4 requires interdepartmental claims, then please contact the appropriate department head, Dr. Darling, Ms. Marshall, Mr. Salvador, or Mr. Kirkland as needed. They'll be busy on Thursday in the annual policy review, so please schedule accordingly. Best, your admin team. And Harbinger, thanks for redeeming the change for redacted word. So for the rest of this stream, and the redemption can't be redeemed anymore, the stream game title still says American Nightmare. If you refresh Ambivalent, it should say the new title. Thanks for redeeming that, Harbinger. So for the rest of this stream, that channel point reward won't be active anymore. So for the rest of this stream, whenever I read a document, I'll also have your name in the redacted parts, Harbinger. Now, would you prefer me to say the full, like Harbinger 87, or do you want me to just say Harbinger? It's up to you. I don't mind either way. Without the 87, no worries, Harbinger. Oh, that's okay, Ambivalent. That's no trouble at all. I've been caught with that too. Like, I forget that I've had the person's channel open, and it still says the game that they were doing before, and I'm like, oh.
Hello?
Artie is so good. Such a great character. Hey there, Livy. Kinda. Ironically, and funnily, there's something weird going on with the camera. Sometimes when I stop the camera still, it'll move on its own. Or maybe there's just some possessed spirit in my PlayStation 5. It is perfect, Levy. How's things going, Levy? I hope you're having a good day so far.
Hey, excuse me.
There you are. You are here about the job. Janitor's assistant. You need to go to the interview. Go that way to the elevator.
Thanks. Elevator that way. Got it.
Very good. I'm Ahti, the janitor, by the way. You'll work for me. You can say I sent you. If they don't hire you, then you are no helvet. There be work for the axe. Take them behind the sauna, jumalauta.
I I've done enough night shift loner jobs to know it makes us come off weird. Ahti the janitor is a friendly face in my book.
Better than somebody with no face at all. Think about it. No face.
But that said, I know what you're thinking. If there's an axe murderer around, that's him.
Ahti. Levy, pretty good. Overslept hard because you accidentally set the alarm clock to PM instead of AM. Yeah, that would do it. Nice. You don't have a login system in your team, so no one noticed, and now you're doing a bunch of work. Well, that's good. That's good that no one else noticed it. That definitely helps. But that's good that you're doing a bit of work. Thank you for watching a bit of the stream while you do that, Levy. That's muchly appreciated. I wanted to do a short stream to kick off this playthrough, so it'll probably only be like, I don't know, like this year as a streamer. I don't want to push myself too much. I only pushed myself a few streams recently to get things done because that was the end of last year. But this year I don't want to, have to force myself to stream till like 2, 3, 4 a.m. in the morning or anything ridiculous like that. So it's currently 10:41 p.m. So I'll just stream for a few hours. Might stream till 12:30 or maybe 1 o'clock, but we'll see how I'm feeling. I'm doing well, Levy. Yeah, I've had a really good day. Finished off Alan Wake's American Nightmare. Got that done. Got that dusted in one stream, so that was good. And the stream year's off to a great start. Although I already feel like I'm behind because I haven't revealed every game I'm going to be playing this year, but I know vaguely what every game I'll be streaming this year is and what types of playthroughs, and I'm already thinking to myself, oh right, I'm running late. I've got so many games to get to, so many playthroughs, but it'll work out fine because I'll be doing multiple games. I'll be doing multiple days a week for one game. And I'll do a weekend game, which will be Red Dead 2, and then the rest of the days will be all other games, one at a time. Before we go through that elevator, I just want to go through here. Although I already have gone through here. No, I haven't. I got confused with the pictures, because the pictures that we saw there are also down here. Oh, they're also somewhere else. Maybe, in an alternate mirror reality, there's someone called Door who is playing Control. Maybe for a split second.
The cell and the poster. I was 11 years old the first time I saw behind the poster. They told me I imagined it. I've been trying to pull it down ever since. Will you help? Did I lose you there for a moment? You know what's on my mind. My baby brother, Dylan. 17 years since the men of this bureau took him.
Federal Bureau of Control reminder regarding drafting any public-facing material. While penning any notifications of death related to the Willow Altered World event, please adhere to the following guidelines, words and phrases to use. In the service of his/her country, regret, proud, pride, will be remembered. Words, phrases to avoid, Alaska, scissors, blood, bleed, loss, apology, sorry. The oldest man in the world. We tell ourselves it's okay to be old. The retirement issue. Don't have that clearance level yet. Federal Bureau of Control. Barbara, I am not to be disturbed. Cancel all my appointments for the day, for the rest of the week. I can't trust them, Barbara. Not a single one. Trench. That's okay, Levy. Really appreciate you dropping in, especially when you're working as well. Thank you so very much for that, and I hope that things go well with work, that you have a good time, as much as you can, of course, at work. But yeah, I hope you have a great one.
Shit. You want me to pick it up? The murder weapon? Really?
Haven't you? On the third iteration, things have been moving faster. You've been enjoying the game, but the loop is kind of tiresome. Oh, yeah. Yeah, I definitely feel that way too a bit about it. I think maybe they could have combined the first and second loop together a little bit, maybe? And then just had...
outside. Was coming here a mistake?
And then just have two in total.
And there goes the poster.
Objects of power can cause or be results of AWE's altered world events, intrusions upon the perceived reality. Now, the service weapon is, of course, a prime example of an OOP, a very powerful one. Ingrained in the Bureau's DNA, a key component in our prime candidate program. Come out of that Russian roulette a winner, and you're it.
Look at this place. Where am I?
Objects of power can cause or be results of AWE's altered world events, intrusions upon the perceived reality. A side note, remember to cover their connection to the astral plane as well. Now, the service weapon is, of course, a prime example of an OOP, a very powerful one. Ingrained in the Bureau's DNA, a key component in our prime candidate program. Come out of that Russian roulette a winner, and you're it. Lose, and you're, well, fired. Thank you. I'm Dr. Darling, Head of Research, Federal Bureau of Control.
Harbinger, that voice sounds familiar. Certainly your mind is playing tricks on you. I think you might need to wake up a little bit more, Harbinger.
The same gun. Okay, now I have a gun.
Something's coming. This threat. An attack. Duty as director. Keep the Bureau safe.
Did you hear that? It's the dead man. Right after the pyramid spoke to me, and it was just noise, and I understood every word. And this gun's alive. You know what? I'm happy. Happy to be here. Things have quieted down outside. Is it safe to go?
So much is expected from the director, the responsibility, the privilege. Zachariah Trench. Okay, Harbinger, here's the first document since you redeemed that channel point reward with the redacted in it. So, for those who don't know, the blacked out parts of the text, I usually say redacted. But Harbinger redeemed the channel point reward, which is only active for one stream per stream. So, for example, once someone redeems it, no one else can redeem it for the rest of the stream. It's automatically taken away as something that people can redeem. So for the whole stream, whoever redeems the redemption, instead of saying the word redacted, I'll actually say the Twitch name. I would need to get up early to redeem it first for the second control stream. Yeah. Service weapon, object of power 1 KE. Containment procedure, no unique procedures required. Description, power utility. The object's form is variable. When bound, the object allows power utilitarians to Harbinger. This object must only be bound by individuals seeking the role of Harbinger. The object will determine whether Harbinger. If rejected, the applicant is terminated. This process is dictated by the Harbinger. though their criteria is unknown. Background: the object was discovered inside the oldest house, in the room, that is now used as the director's office. The popular hypothesis, Harbinger, many forms throughout history. Harbinger, Mjolnir, Excalibur, Varanastra, all weapons that harbinger of their wielders. If objects of power are the convergence of forces based on the collective subconscious, then this may be the original manifestation of that event. If this is the case, Harbinger. See Dr. Darling, Presentation 11.1 for more details.
You can't let this happen. 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 You stopped it. You... Oh, thank you. That was... horror.
Field research on Hiss entity, Hiss corrupted security guard, confidential. Summary: the Bureau has many internal security personnel. The Hiss was quick to take advantage of this fact. Hiss guards use the standard issue bullpup rifles they carried prior to corruption, while the armored guards carry pump-action shotguns. They have no observed paranatural abilities, with the exception that certain Hiss guards are protected by a shielding of dense Hiss resonance, capable of stopping bullets. Is this shielding a result of prolonged Hiss corruption? Does the Hiss mature in organic hosts over time? More data is needed. Did the Hiss target individuals with combat training? Does the Hiss have that level of cognizance? Does it utilize hosts for tasks they are best suited to? Combat-trained hosts are reserved for combat? These are all questions for later, though it is obvious that corrupted individuals retain knowledge on the use of their weapons. Refer to File Harbinger for full report. Mission briefings. Welcome to the oldest house. Jesse Faden arrives at the oldest house, the headquarters of the Federal Bureau of Control, to look for answers to the mysteries of her childhood. Guided into the building by the janitor Artie, Jesse finds Zachariah Trench, the director of the Bureau, shot dead. She picks up the pistol next to the body and is translocated to the astral plane. The strange board encourages her to bind the gun, an object of power called the surface weapon. She succeeds, and the board informs her that she is now the director.
The hotline. Secure line of communication. Guidance. Reach the hotline.
The hotline, says the dead man. Okay.
Federal Bureau of Control. Agenda items for the next executive meeting. Rising costs of AWE response. Update on mold eradication efforts. Upcoming annual salary review. New supplier of coffee filters to be found and vetted. Please come prepared. Thank you for your time. Alright, so with these, you need to keep track of them, because if you just keep on collecting them and not checking this, you will eventually get to a point where you can't pick up any more. So it's one of those things where you need to go in and have a look, and anything that you don't actually need or anything that doesn't seem that exciting for you, you can just deconstruct it to get points or whatever they're called, and that can go towards other stuff as well. And if you look at this particular one in the top right hand corner of the actual white square, you can actually see a number, a Roman numeral. So that indicates what level of that kind of mod it is. So this mod effect is an energy boost, which means you get +5 energy. And so a level 2 energy boost will give you plus something else, and then energy boost level 3 and 4 and 5. As far as I remember, it only goes up to 5. Maybe there's actually 6 different levels for each mod. But any that you don't think is very interesting or anything like that, you can deconstruct it.
Reminder, if you experience an unanticipated building shift,
I'll listen to any audio in this menu.
Reminder, if you experience an unanticipated building shift, follow these simple steps. 1. Search the room for any altered items or objects of power. 2. Carry the altered item or object of power to the nearest safe room. 3. Wait for Bureau staff to find you and the object. If there are no altered items or objects of power in the vicinity, then reach your supervisor via the nearest intercom and await further instructions. Thank you for your attention.
Thank you, Seni, for the welcome back. Welcome back to you as well, dude.
Carry the altered item or object of power to the nearest safe room. 3. Wait for Bureau staff to find you.
Federal Bureau of Control. Confidential. For Marshall's eyes only. Marshall, we checked out the suspected Altered World event in Duluth. Wasn't anything. Just like the house fire before this, and the malfunctioning clothes dryer before that. My team is getting pretty sick of duds. We need to find a better way to sort the fake Altered World events from the real things. Or you need to rotate these field agents off for a bit. Anyway, we're en route to Sherman Ranch, next one on the list. Let's hope it's a little livelier there. Sincerely, Special Agent Keenum. Hey there, the Epicenter. Welcome on in. You never heard of this game? Looks supernatural from the few seconds you've seen. Yeah, Epicenter. Yeah, if you're a fan of supernatural stuff, if you're a fan of like X-Files, because there's a little bit of that feel to Control as well. If you like all those kinds of things, there's definitely a lot of interesting things to read in this game. Federal Bureau of Control. Dinner reservations at 7 p.m. at Chez Ambre. Wife will meet you there. Don't be late. Flowers are ready for you at the lobby. Reception. Remember, she is turning 46.
Hissing sound that tried to invade me earlier. The hiss. Burrowing into everything in this place. Is the hiss your enemy? Alright, it's our enemy. That babble's contagious. It burrows in like an infuriating melody that makes you hum it over and over.
Crooked, Levian, you started watching X-Files recently and really enjoying it, though you didn't really expect it to be so much about extraterrestrial life and stuff and more about criminal investigation. It's still entertaining though. Oh yeah. Yeah, they cover a lot of that. That's like the main sort of like thing that they cover, but they also definitely cover a whole lot of other stuff. But that's cool that you're actually watching that show. I remember when it first came out and being really creeped out by one of the early episodes. I think it might have been episode 3. Of that series, but that's cool that you're both watching that. Harbinger, need a break to have something to eat. Might miss many Harbingers, but hopefully not that many. Yeah, hopefully not that many, but that's definitely understandable, Harbinger. If you're still listening, before you go, I'll just read this. Examination of paranatural topics. Urban legends. Urban legends are believed to affect the creation of altered materials, but can dictate the characteristics of an altered world event. Urban legends are understood as the modern evolution of Jung's archetypes. We recognize certain harbinger, informed by our own harbinger, and popularized by our media. We have additionally proven that urban legends can even be artificially harbinger in popular culture using Harbinger, our Bureau-made anthology television program. Once the seeds are sown, human imagination exacerbates the details. Certain paranatural phenomena contain clear elements of popularized folklore, altered world events that only occur on Harbinger. A pair of scissors that consume human Harbinger through 2 punches on the Harbinger. These details, living in the minds of so many, have been given strength through belief. Urban legends are not just stories for children, they are paranatural realities waiting to happen. Good morning, Tylian. I hope it's going good for you today, dude. I'm going really well, Tylian. Yeah, things are going good. Finished Alan Wake's American Nightmare, now on to this. And this is such an awesome game. I absolutely, really enjoy it. This is my 3rd go around now with this game. It's funny, I played the original Xbox One version as the first playthrough. Then I played the Xbox Series S version, or /X version. And now I'm playing the PlayStation 5 version. All due to those streaming issues that I had with the audio. You love the X-Files, Brutus? I don't blame you. It had a really cool sort of like vibe and atmosphere as well. Plus that theme is just really, really good. Crooked, oh yeah, episode 3 was the guy that could squeeze through any opening to perform his ritual killings. Can see how that was creepy. Oh yeah, dude. I mean, I would have been around 10 years old when the X-Files actually came out. So I was probably maybe almost 11, because I think back then it probably took 6 months to a year before we received any new show that had started in America. Ambivalent, there's a show called Fringe that you think this game has taken a few notes from. Oh, I wouldn't be surprised. I haven't seen that show, but I've seen that John Noble is an actor in it, and he played Denethor in Lord of the Rings, The Return of the King. and Scarecrow in Batman Arkham Knight. But I haven't actually seen the show though. Placenta Rod Series 1 Episode 3 of X-Files is Squeeze with the villain Eugene Toombs. You figured that was the one that you're talking about. That's it, Placenta, yeah. Yes, so that's the name of the episode, Squeeze. Oh, Toombs, yeah. Played by Doug Hutchinson. Yeah, I mean, he did well, like that's such a creepy sort of like thing, like someone could squeeze through very, very tight spaces like that. How to handle unscheduled visitors entering the lobby. Start with the following. Welcome to the Federal Bureau of Control, established in 1964 as part of an effort to strengthen government relations. We are proud to serve the United States and her people as we strive for transparency and excellence in all aspects of our esteemed nation's infrastructure. If they do not leave, then ask them these questions. Are you here to see someone? Are you from New York City or just visiting? How did you find this place? If their answers are sufficiently harmless, explain that this is a secure federal office and that they'll need to leave. If their answers seem harbinger, escort them to a private room. There, perform the Gunnar's psychological assessment. If their responses are within the acceptable range of deviance, see the provided scoring sheet, then harbinger immediately. Remember, there's no such thing as too suspicious. For those wondering why I'm saying harbinger every time there's a blacked out part, normally I say redacted, but I had a channel point reward that is only redeemable once per stream, and once it's redeemed, the person that redeems it, I say their Twitch name instead of redacted whenever I read a document. So once someone actually redeems it, no one else can redeem it for the rest of that stream, but the next stream, it'll become available again. Placenta, Home is also an unforgettable episode, but you'll say no more for those who are yet to see it. Bardla also. It has been so long. I remember the last X-Files episode I saw, I can't remember the actual episode, but the last one that I saw was when they introduced the new characters. Was it Doggett that Robert Patrick played? That was when I last saw the X-Files, when there was like a new episode, was when he was actually brought on. But I don't know which episode it would have been, though. Because it might not have been the first episode he was in as his character. It might have been one of his other ones.
Cleanse the control point. What does that mean? Help me fix it. You did it. We did it.
Hello? Can you hear me? Are you with us? With the Bureau? Are you still sane?
I can't tell you how happy I am to talk to somebody sane.
The feeling's mutual. Yeah, I'm Pope, Emily Pope, Dr. Darling's assistant.
My turn. Should I lie? Jesse Faden. I'm just visiting. I should have lied.
Oh, shit. You're the new director. Hold on. We're coming out.
Director Faden.
Call me Jesse.
Okay, Jesse. I'm Emily. Look, somehow this hostile force, this...
Hiss?
That works? Somehow the Hiss managed to infiltrate the building without any warning.
And just like that, my name for it is official. The Hiss. Like the sound of poison gas leaking in.
We're in full lockdown. It seems to have spread everywhere and to everyone not protected by an HRA. And, extraordinarily, you. You are the director, and that makes you special by definition. Trench is no longer the director, obviously. I'm sorry, I'm talking too much. This whole situation is just a lot.
Trench is dead. Shot.
Ah.
I found his body. And the gun. Do I tell her it looked like a suicide?
The service weapon.
Also, and this can sound crazy, but he keeps appearing to me. Saying things. It's hard to make out, but he told me to cleanse the control point. Push the Hiss out. The whole room shifted around.
You did that? And you entered the building when it was already in the lockdown before you became the new director? How?
I'm not ready to tell her about you yet. A janitor let me in.
I love it. This is fucking unbelievable. I can't even... Look, Jesse, I have a million questions, and you probably have a million more.
Like, do you know my brother Dylan? Not yet.
But there's something I need to ask you to do first. If you can cleanse a control point, then you can maybe cure those infected or possessed by the Hiss. Because if that's possible, our options are very different.
Emily Pope. I don't know her, but I like her already. She's the opposite of the faceless agency I've blamed for what happened to me for so long. But I can't trust her yet. Or rather, the Bureau she's a part of. Yes. I can try. I'm speaking for you, of course. We can try it together. Okay. You with me? We did it before. Push the Hiss out.
Welcome back, Harbinger. You decided to buy something from the store next door, didn't want the redemption to feel wasted and you to keep repeating your name without being here. That's totally fair. That's good you had somewhere nearby.
It didn't work. The Hiss has burrowed too deep. Ripping it out rips them apart.
Field research on Hiss entity, Hiss corrupted agent. Confidential. The hiss manifest in human hosts in numerous ways. The most common and least intense form is seen in the many corrupted agents floating throughout the Bureau. The hiss agents have maintained their human appearance, undergoing no obvious physical transformation. The most notable distinction from an unaffected human is the fact that they levitate. These hiss have displayed no aggressive behavior. They only seem interested in vocalizing the strange incantation ad infinitum. Perhaps these vessels are only meant to propagate the hiss corruption, like spores or Wi-Fi boosters. Or are they cocoons preparing to enter their next stage of evolution? When attacked, hiss agents disappear, perhaps entering a state of invisibility or undergoing a transformation into a purely resonant form. Research is ongoing. Refer to file Harbinger for full report. So, Harbinger, give us the full report. No, just kidding.
Jesse, over here. We need to make a plan, Jesse.
Examination of paranatural topics. Control points. Control points are locations that the Bureau has identified as being vital junctions of their oldest house. When the appropriate harmonization devices are arranged around the control point in the Harbinger arrangement, the surrounding area will not experience any unforeseen building shifts. These control points are discovered by Harbinger. Detection of an unobstructed ping using the Harbinger within a 37-foot radius. Numerous researchers have attempted to define control points, calling them nerve junctures or Harbinger, or vulnerable spots of the oldest house. The common factor in these theories is that control points are susceptible to external influence, which allows us to stabilize the oldest house and work more confidently inside it. Theoretically, this technology could be extrapolated to stabilize the oldest house as a whole, but testing has found that certain parts of the building refuse to be Harbinger. Harbinger, one day you might play the game that inspired your nickname. Yeah, what one was it? I think I've seen you mention it somewhere before, but I couldn't remember what it is. Or was it Mass Effect 2? You'd rather not spoil it? That's fair enough. For those who are wondering what the hiss are actually saying, I was having a look at some game quotes for this game before and trying to see what they had, just so that there's not competing voices. I'll just move away from that hiss who's talking. Alright, so this is what they're actually chanting. Let's get the actual quote. Okay, so here we go. You are a worm through time, the thunder song distorts you. Happiness comes. White pearls, but yellow and red in the eye. Through a mirror inverted is made right. Leave your insides by the door. Push the fingers through the surface into the wet. You've always been the new you. You want this to be true. We stand around you while you dream. You can almost hear our words, but you forget. This happens more and more now. You gave us the permission in your regulations. We wait in the stains. The word that describes this is redacted. Repeat the word, the name of the sound. It resonates in your house. After the song, time for applause. We build you till nothing remains. The egg cracks and the truth will emerge out of you. You are home. You remind us of home. You've taken your boss with you. All hair must be eaten. Under the conceptual reality behind this reality, you must want these waves to drag you away. After the song, time for applause. This cliché is death out of time, breaking the first, the second, the third, the fourth wall, the fifth wall, floor, no floor, you fall. How do you say insane? Hurts to be happy. An earworm is a tune you can't stop humming in a dream. Baby, 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 yeah. Just plastic. So safe and nothing to worry about. Ha ha, funny. The last egg breaks now. The hole in your room is a hole in you. You came and we let you in through the hole in you. You have always been here, the only child, a copy of a copy of a copy. Orange peel. The picture is you holding the picture. When you hear this, you will know you're in new you. You want to listen, you want to dream, you want to smile, you want to hurt, you don't want to be. So that's a lot, but that's essentially what the Hiss are actually chanting over and over again.
I can't cleanse them.
I saw. It was worth a shot. Thank you, Director. Jesse.
I'm gonna tell her why I'm here. I'll risk it. Listen. The Bureau was involved in an incident in my hometown, Ordinary, 17 years ago. The Bureau came in and covered the whole thing up. I've been looking for this place for a long time. That's enough. Maybe that's too much already. I can't tell her about Dylan and the rest yet.
I've seen mentions of an Altered World event case dealing with Ordinary. You were at Ground Zero as a child? It was one of the big ones, and before my time. And very classified. I can try to dig out some old files for you. My boss, Casper Darling, would know, but he's missing. I think he knew this was coming, or suspected. He came up with the HRAs, the Hadron Resonance Amplifiers. I think they're what saved us. Or a few of us. And Director Trench would know.
Trench? The ghost, or whatever he is. He mentioned something called the Hotline. Said I should find it.
It's another object of power, like the gun, an old Bakelite telephone. A direct line of communication between the director and the board. Maybe he can talk to you more clearly through that. I mean, Trench has years and years of experience. He might know how to destroy the Hiss.
Where is the hotline?
It's kept in the communications department through the mailroom. It's part of this sector, so we can access it even with the lockdown in place. We'll get the door open for you.
Okay, that's my next stop.
That's Tomasi's department. He's the head of communications. I don't think he had an HRA. He kind of made a point about not wearing one earlier. Keep an eye out.
They call me the director. But that's not me. I'm not a director type. I'm not a leader. Why am I here? I think you already know. Yes, I came for my brother, but there are other reasons too. I said I was looking for answers, but I might never understand them. I'm not looking for proof. This is already it. More than enough. No matter what they told me all those years, I know it's real now. I didn't imagine this. I want to be a part of this world. What scares me shitless is that I finally found it. Only to see the Hiss destroy it all.
Don't hesitate to ask me anything you want to know. There are no stupid questions. The door to the comms department is just outside the boardroom back in the lobby. They should have gotten it open by now. Follow the signs to the mailroom. You can get to the hotline containment chamber through there. Good luck, Jesse. See you back here once you have the hotline.
Thanks, Emily.
Portrait of Director Zachariah Trench. The only person you should fail is yourself. Zachariah Trench.
The hotline should be in the communications department.
Where did the hiss come from?
I'm not sure. You said the hiss was here when you entered. Did you see anything like that outside before you came in?
No. No, just inside.
The source is internal then. See, the oldest house is a sprawling complex with openings to other places as well. I don't even know where to start looking. But in the context, it's good news. The lockdown holds. The hiss escaping the building would be the end. Pretty shitty world out there if you ask me, but I wouldn't want the hiss to destroy it.
With you on that, Emily. You mentioned the oldest house. What is it?
This building, the Bureau headquarters, the oldest house, is a shifting place. You've seen it. It transcends its physical limits.
I've been to New York a few times. How didn't I notice this place?
It's an attribute of the building. This is a place of power. The oldest house doesn't like attention, so unless you're purposely trying to find it, you don't, which is perfect for us. The work we do here is essential, but unstable. The Bureau prefers not to be noticed. And we need strong walls to make sure nothing gets out.
So without you, I never would have found the front door. Okay. This Trench guy. I keep hearing him in my head. Is he a ghost? Haunting me?
I doubt we're talking about a ghost in the traditional sense, but an echo maybe. See, if he was killed by the service weapon, your gun, maybe it's his final thoughts recorded by the bullet in his brain, like a deep space probe sending back data. But that's just a hypothesis on my part. I'd need the gun to research it. But you better hold on to that given the circumstances.
I think I will. Yeah. Can you tell me what an object of power is exactly? This is all, well, new to me.
Don't worry, I love going over the basics. So objects of power are mundane objects that house paranatural energies and have developed a link to the astral plane and can thus be controlled, which is what differentiates them from altered items, which are still housings of paranatural forces, but are more volatile and cannot be bound in the peri-utilitarian sense. Got it?
Did she memorize this? Got it. Thanks. So HRA stop you from becoming Hiss?
Well, it seems that way. I mean, I hadn't even heard of an HRA until a few weeks ago when Dr. Darling started handing them out. Well, I began analyzing mine as soon as I got it. I mean, each one seems to emit a powerful short-range frequency way beyond anything I've ever seen.
Doesn't the timing seem suspicious?
I thought that too. Dr. Darling usually likes to unveil his latest breakthrough in big presentations. With these, he just passed them out. Yeah, his behavior makes me wonder what exactly he knew.
Thanks, Emily. I'm sure I'll have more questions soon.
Just let me know.
Hey there, Lucinda. Control's going well. Yeah. It's going really good. How's things going with you, Lucinda? Experiencing anything like this at the moment? Harbinger Jesse already making a mess as the new director. Exactly. Jesse's like, get that out of my way. This must be pretty normal. Indeed, Lucinda. Just control things, you know, as you do. This is pretty standard equipment for the director of the Federal Bureau of Control to actually have on them. This is an unintentional outfit that you can wear. It seems. Oh, it disappeared. How's things going with you, Lucinda? I hope you're having a good morning. Harbinger, Easter egg outfit. Rod found it first. Yeah, Easter egg outfit. Lucinda just now rolling out of bed, stayed up late, might nap later. Oh, that's totally fair. Do you have to work today, or do you get today off? Because if so, hopefully you're able to get some good rest later. Examination of paranatural topics, technological limitations of the oldest house. The oldest house imposes certain limitations on our Bureau, but by far the most restrictive is the inability to use certain technological instruments. The oldest house does not allow devices that receive or emit any Harbinger signal. Radio waves are the only transmittable signals in the oldest house, and even those are often unreliable. If the power of collective unconscious is taken into account, it could be that certain pieces of technology are too new in the cultural harbinger for the oldest house to harbinger them. Similarly, these items have not been known to become receptacles for altered status. Technology may be moving at too fast a pace for the harbinger to occur. Modern technology tends to disappear and break here, sometimes quite violently. Harbinger agents have been injured by cell phones exploding in their pockets while entering the oldest house. Lucinda, yeah, you got to work, but not for another 6 hours. Plenty of time to get a nap in if you want. Oh, that's good. That's good it's that amount of time. Instead of being like, just like 2 hours or something. Because then you wouldn't be able to get any sort of like good rest. It is, Lucinda, yeah. Yeah, for a single stream, when someone redeems it, that person, their Twitch name is what I say instead of redacted when reading those. So Harbinger redeemed that, and so for the rest of the stream, I say his Twitch name. Yeah, and I also altered the read a manuscript in the Alan Wake games with the Arnie impression, and I edited it for this game so that if it gets redeemed, I read the documents with the Arnie impression in this game. Federal Bureau of Control. Listen, I know you can't control building shifts, but the executive level restroom has been missing for weeks now. I worked my ass off in the Islamabad station for 3 years. I've earned the right to a nice workplace shitter. If you can't bring it back, at least find out where it went. D. Rodriguez. When you're the director of the FBC, you're allowed to run on the table like this. Or if it wasn't a rule before, Jesse's made it a rule now. You're allowed to do that if you want.
There it is again. Our welcome message.
Alright, so that will loop on itself. I forgot that the for command is not what I was expecting it to be. That's what I had when I did a playthrough of Assassin's Creed Origins with my own optional objectives I came up with. In order to keep track of and show that I had actually done the optional objectives for each quest, I had a separate command for each quest and one of them was Fall. Week 83 report. Visited the following Nevada accommodations: Desert Sun Inn, Big Sky Motel, Starlight Motel, In and Out, Aztec Court, Sleep E Bear Motel, Silver Spurs Ranch, El Gato Blanco Inn, A Plus Lodge. Expenditures: accommodation $831.29. Meals $714.84. Gasoline $295.12. Minibar $313.61. I do wonder if a motel called the Ocean View is going to be found in a landlocked state. But hey, I guess I'm not paid to think, right? And for the record, I again request that you give us the budget to get 2 rooms each night. Agent Rowley and myself are very tired of sleeping in the same room. See you on the road, Agent L. Hines. The boys in research said performing rituals may help identify any places of power. Drinking those little whiskeys is my ritual. This is one of those games where if you just stand still and try and shoot enemies, you will be severely punished. Hey there, Zereth. Burst through the door to chat. Welcome on in. Good thing I've got one of those doors that just heals itself. Welcome, Zereth. Hope it's going well. Please be aware, due to recent fluctuations in the nearest control point, this area stability has been downgraded to yellow. Reference chart. Green is stable. Yellow, low possibility of unanticipated building shifts. Orange, high likelihood of unanticipated building shifts. And red, frequent unanticipated building shifts. Field research on Hiss entity, the Hiss barrier. The Hiss resonance field is a physical impediment that is difficult to define. Hiss barriers appear as ways to impede escape or access by Bureau personnel. 2 methods have been discovered for lowering them. 1. Destroy the multiple concentrated resonance sources found in the vicinity. 2. Destroy the Hiss entities in the area. The resonance fields seem to require support for their size and density from other non-connected sources of Hiss resonance. Without the ability to draw from these sources, the barrier will fall. Does an inactive structure made of Hiss resonance qualify as a conscious being? Does the distinction make any difference when considering the Hiss? What does the very act of building walls to prevent our movement tell us about the Hiss? To what degree is it watching and planning? Refer to File Harbinger for full report. You in control of the situation? I am indeed, Zereth. For now, anyway. Havana, Altered World Event 48. An auditory event occurred at the United States Embassy in Havana, injuring the majority of diplomatic staff stationed there. Harbinger deaths were reported and the outgoing information has been managed. Bureau agents arrived at the embassy on the same day as the event was reported through federal channels, but were too late to witness the AWE, which is reported to have been Harbinger. Staff experienced sudden intense vibrations and noise, accompanied by an intense pressure in the ears. This lasted for Harbinger minutes. No visual phenomena was witnessed. The scene was cordoned off, and the embassy staff were transported to the continental U.S. After Formula I.9 1.9 was recited in the vicinity, a single cowboy boot began to vibrate, identifying as an altered item. The item was contained and brought to the Bureau for examination. Zereth, so what is the redacted word? Yeah. Yes, so the redacted word is Harbinger's Twitch name. Oh, hang on. That shouldn't actually be available again. Hang on. I'm sure I had that set so that... Oh, hang on. Unless I accidentally redeemed it. Oh, hang on. Shit. Sorry about that, Zereth. I'll have to refund your points because it's for the current stream that the person who redeems it gets their name said. There we go. Yeah, sorry about that, Zereth. I forgot. Well, I didn't realize that I actually had selected limit redemptions per user per stream and not limit redemptions per stream. That's what it was supposed to be. Zereth, don't worry. All good. Thank you, Zereth. But I'll refund your points, though. There we go, Zereth. You should be able to get. You should be seeing your 5,000 points rewarded, refunded. I mean.
Ah, you refund points like a dairy farmer.
How appropriate, Zereth. You redeem them like a cow. Jesus Christ. Of course I'd get stuck on something. Okay, so the mission we're on now is Unknown Caller. Emily instructs Jesse to find the hotline, an object of power in the form of an old telephone, to understand the messages from the dead director trying to communicate with her. They hope he can provide insight into the Hiss invasion. I forgot to read that. Ah, my Twitch chat says welcome to the chat room. Wonderful. Love it when that happens. I had a dream, and I built the thing I saw in my dream, a machine that will contain God, but not the God you know or the ones anyone knows, a new God. This machine will be his body, his heart, and his mind. I made it just like the dream showed me. I used the motor from the refrigerator and the coils from my toaster and the fans plus the timing belt from my car's engine and the wheels from my son's skateboard. God can't move yet, but the dream said he would learn how on his own. This is just a beginner's body, like a baby's but a machine instead. God only needs a place to start. If you want to interview me, please contact me at the address on the envelope. My phone does not work anymore. I had to use the dialing plate on God. Fair enough. It's understandable, I guess. You're still here, Lucinda? Excellent.
Communications. We're on the right track.
There we go. I prefer to see those in full screen instead of watching them, which was really cool that they did this, because in Alan Wake, the TV screens, you have to actually like hold in the left control stick the whole time to focus in close up on the television screens, whereas in Control you can just go into the menu where you find everything that you see and read and listen to, and then you can actually see it in a bigger screen.
Just look at it. 8 inches wide and capable of storing a whopping 80 kilobytes. Stolen by our friends at the CIA, the disk held the launch codes to Soviet nukes. This is not the disk, of course, but one exactly like it. A perfect fusion of concepts vibrating in the Cold War era collective unconscious. A receptacle. It is a receptacle for dangerous energies to hone in on. And they did. We don't have the details, but when things started flying around the disk, it was transferred to us. It's an object of power. OOP. Oops. Oh, and it can launch things telekinetically through the air. To date, we've launched maybe 3 dozen pencils. And once, we even launched a cup.
Very good, Alan. I mean, Casper. Lizzie, are the people who are floating okay or nah? No, they're not okay at all. You can't save them either. They're pretty much fucked, to be honest. Oh, you already listened to this one, yeah. Greetings, Director Trench. I'd like to thank you for approving my request for the Dead Letters Archive. Cataloging the Bureau's collection of delinquent mail will provide an extremely handy database that research teams can use to search for any connections or related topics found among the letters. Aside from the more functional purposes, the archive will allow us to preserve these windows into authentic human encounters with the paranatural world. The letters came to us from various places and times, gathered by the Postal Service as undeliverable. The Bureau is the perfect home for them. I realize not all letters contain accounts of genuine paranatural events, but even the erroneous ones allow us insight into how the unknown is perceived by real people. Of course, I will first compile a system to allow us to analyze the letters for any information or suspected connections to altered world events and other altered materials. So thank you again. Can't wait to delve into my dead letters. P. Bartwell. Lizzie, well, that's really sad, though. That's true. Yeah, it was something that couldn't be avoided, unfortunately. And Jesse tried to save one of the people infected, but wasn't able to. Mr. Governor, I called the police, but they never come to my house. I got a problem and you got to send folk to fix it. I got my wife one of them singing fish on the walls. It's not a real fish. It sings when you hit a button. But it's got the devil in it. It flies around at night and sings devil songs. Says lots of cuss words. The devil got in my house because of the fish, and you got to come handle it. My wife is real upset. When can you come? Sincerely, Dwayne Barr. Hey, Adrian. Thank goodness there's a zoom feature. Fonts have gotten rather small in recent years. Yeah, that does. I didn't even notice there was a zoom on that, to be honest. To whom it may concern, I am being contacted by the past presidents of the United States of America. They appear as spirit guides giving me their wisdom. John Adams keeps saying I need to fix America, but I can't really understand him. They all have a lot of opinions. People tell me I'm imagining it, but Theodore Roosevelt showed me how to fix my lawnmower, and I don't know a thing about lawnmowers. Explain that. I have great dead men telling me things about the past and the present. If you'd like to use my abilities to help run the government, please let me know. I know the White House could use me. Yours in earnest, James Bartholomew. Adrian, sometimes HUD elements are designed for a single resolution, and if that stuff is too small in higher resolutions, well, tough luck. That's true, yeah. That's why I like how games are starting to have a whole wide range of different accessibility options for people to take advantage of. But yeah, I never actually noticed that you could zoom before. I haven't needed it myself, but didn't actually notice it. Hello avid readers, the Bureau Book Bunch will convene at the usual spot in the corner table of the cafeteria at 5 p.m. on Tuesday, currently discussing Unless You by J.D. Brooks. Everyone should get their reviews to me by Monday before lunch so I can generate some conversation starters before the meeting. Happy reading! Penny Bartwell. Adrian, example, Bioshock Infinite HUD and pause screen are too small above 720p. Even the PS4 Xbox One has the menu screen shrunk. The PS4 X1 version. Oh, I gotcha, yeah. Yeah, it's good if they can have something to fix that for people. Alright, this is the best kind of program that you could watch. I definitely recommend each night before you go to sleep to watch this video that we're about to watch. You'll have wonderful dreams when you do.
missing in actions. She walked into the city and didn't come back. I don't know what missing in actions is, but I sure wish someone would find her.
I'll help you look, Telfer. We'll find your mama together.
I don't know what missing in actions is. There we go. Something good to watch before you go to sleep. Adrian's still not as scary as Teletubbies. Don't say that too many times in the mirror. Harbinger Rod doing impressions using that voice, that would be haunting. And I wouldn't have much of a voice left, I don't think, after doing that too many times. I kind of did a variation on, in the Adam Sandler movie Little Nicky, there's a part where he goes, "I'll eat your heart." And so being able to do that is what made me able to do that. I don't know what missing in actions is. Okay, energy boost. I might change this out for health recovery, plus 24%. Adrian, you remember there was one Polish comic which had a character that looked like a black scarred Teletubby and his head symbol was a cross? Turned out to be a scam artist, Glazier. It was a weird comic. Same author also made a Gears of War comic titled Bears of War. Really? Jeez. Yeah, that would have been freaky looking. Here's that review on the book. Book Club Notes for Penny by L. Sampson. So, I don't usually read a lot of sci-fi, but as far as space operas go, this was alright. The title, Unless You, could refer to a bunch of things in the book, I guess, but I thought it was a little vague and stupid. The way the characters kept throwing it around almost like a catchphrase got real annoying real fast. The best part of the story was the space battles. I sided with the Fixers, obviously, because they had the coolest tech and their motives made the most sense to me. Honestly, if I had to choose between some hoity-toity flowers and gun space hippies or a badass bunch of warriors who go around devouring planets like cheap sushi on a Sunday, I know who I'm picking. That scene where they invade City Planet and convert the entire population using those brain worms, and that space dog fight between those two ace pilots, sign me the fuck up. What kind of ruined the whole thing for me was when my favorite character got killed not even halfway through the story by getting a battery cylinder launched into his face by a gravitational anomaly. His death didn't feel necessary at all. Adrian, unfortunately the comic was left unfinished because the author missed his deadlines one too many times and got fired. Oh, really? I wonder what he would have finished it with otherwise. Ambivalent. Heard of Teletubbies. One's got Telestubbies. One's got a VB logo on their head, another with Foster's, except from their burp a lot. Should be on YouTube. Oh, I should check that out at some point. Thanks, Ambivalent. Telestubbies.
Object of power. Looks like the hiss has latched onto it. We need to cleanse it. It's harder to hear you when I'm here. It's like the channel's been changed. The board's in charge here. They're pyramids in the Bureau seal. Are they really the ones pulling the strings? I'm not their director. I'm no one's director.
It's so fun being able to use this. Adrian, a floppy disk that's actually floppy. Amazing. Imagine that. Amazing. A booby trap that actually catches boobies. Optimus Prime. Well, I don't remember that in any Transformers cartoon I ever watched as a child, but...
There you are. You were gone. Cut off. I got it. Just like you wanted, right? This will help me fight the hiss.
Floppy disk. Object of power 5KE. Must be contained in a cell with no other loose material. The object is an 8-inch diskette containing Soviet-era nuclear launch codes. When bound, the object allows para-utilitarians, I've always said talitarians, para-utilitarians to telekinetically lift material and throw it a short distance. See Dr. Darling presentation 11.15 for more information. The object is currently bound to Harbinger for research purposes. Stolen from a Soviet military base located in Harbinger by agents Harbinger and Harbinger with the CIA, the diskette contained launch codes to Harbinger missiles, believed to be reserved for use against Harbinger. After being returned to America, the diskette began throwing computational hardware at members of the decoding team. An informant in the CIA tipped the Bureau off, and it was requisitioned by agents the next day. Oh, I see. Sorry, Adrian. I just assumed that because it's been, decades since the original G1 cartoon, I thought that maybe it was a parody version that they still called, someone edited on YouTube or something like that. But yeah, it's interesting when you think back on how words had an initial meaning that it no longer gets really used for anymore. Fucking hell. Oh, of course. One of them would fucking hit me. Hey there, Drake. Welcome on in. He has this under redacted. Absolutely, dude. As always. And Happy New Year to you as well, Drake. Thank you for the Happy New Year wishes, dude. I hope that you've had a great start to your year so far. Hope it's going well. Did I watch this already?
Just look at it.
Yeah, I did.
8 inches wide.
It made it available again to look at. I don't know why, but there we go. Drake, new year, new you. Last year you were mean. This year you'll be so much more meaner than last time. Why are you so mean, Drake? The mean within. His demolition expert. The Bureau only allows certain highly trained individuals to handle volatile materials and weaponry. Our demolition experts are instructed in the use of explosives in dimensions with distinct physical laws, making them important assets for engineering work as well as combat situations. Hiss demolition experts are the only observed Hiss variations to wield the specially built rocket-propelled grenade that is designed to identify and track Harbinger entities once fired, making them a threat whose termination should be prioritized in combat scenarios. I find it remarkable that the Hiss restrict usage of this weapon to the Bureau personnel who train specifically for its use. What does this tell us about its behavior? Can it not pass along new information to corrupted entities? Still, too many unknowns. Refer to File Harbinger for full report. Indeed, Drake, the meanie within, great game, would recommend so much better than GTA 6. GTA 6. That'll come out next year, won't it? I doubt they would push back the year. Lizzie, the blue meanie within. The blue one, yes. Gotta watch those Smurfs. His corrupted Ranger. The Rangers are the Bureau's well-trained and well-armed expeditionary forces. Their Hiss corrupted counterparts are equally formidable. Prior to corruption, Rangers were trained to use a variety of weapons in order to face any threat found during Altered World event response or threshold exploration, including submachine guns, assault rifles, and automatic shotguns. Hiss Rangers utilize these weapons as well as the advanced tactics taught by Bureau instructors. Some are additionally outfitted with Bureau-made body armor. Hiss Rangers have no observed paranatural abilities beyond some being protected by a shielding of dense Hiss resonance, capable of stopping bullets. Considering the advanced training the Hiss Rangers are capable of applying to their situation, is it feasible to consider the human mind still remains intact to some degree, or is the Hiss able to tap into this combat training and utilize it? Further observation is required. Refer to File Harbinger for full report. Drake, you got to survive 2024. You got to build your new PC for that game with an RTX 4090 and RTX 8090 and conditioning. And then when you get that all done, there'll be an RTX 20,080,000 that'll cost $10 billion. Just kidding. Well, that's good, Drake. Hopefully you can get that all sorted. Lizzie, not the Smurfs. The blue meanies.
Emily said that the hotline can be reached through the mailroom.
Okay, so this gets updated as you go through. On her way to the hotline, Jessie gains the launch ability by binding the floppy disk, another object of power. Yeah, Adrian, especially early game, when you don't have much of the perks and stuff you can eventually get. That's a good question, Drake. Now with 4 Diablo games, and they're all really in-depth, I just don't know anymore, dude, to be honest. Because there's so many games that I want to play, and there's only so many I can fit in per year as well. But you never know. But if I do, they might end up just being very basic playthroughs and a lot of offline work to be done. But never say never though. Because I've played a bit of the second one, but that was years back when it came out. Just catch up on chat. This game also has enemies that can respawn at any time as well. So I'll just go into this screen while I respond and catch up to chat. Adrian, speaking of upgrades, you did order an SSD for your laptop since the default one has gotten a tad stuttery. Well, that's good that you got one ordered. Brutus 49 has been out for a while now. You sure it's almost time for the next biggest and best thing to come out? Yeah, it doesn't really take long anymore, does it? You know, there's not really much of a big wait. Drake, at the moment you got Diablo 3, your first Diablo game for the Switch. And what do you think of it, Drake? Do you like that one? Yeah, Adrian, yeah. I already responded to that, but yeah, it definitely is. You know, especially if it's an early game and you haven't gotten, like, you know, being able to levitate and throw shit and, you know, the different things you can get really helps a lot. But yeah, definitely not a game where you can just stand around or just stand still and shoot. Drake, new year, new logo. You hate it, man. Well, that's good, because you've got a whole year of hating it before I might change it again next year. Harbinger finished American Nightmare, missed 2 manuscripts in the first section and 4 in the third, and only 1 radio show. Not too bad for a game that took you 4 hours and just 2.5 euros. Those manuscript puzzles remind you of the motel ones in Control. GG's on finishing that, Harbinger. That's actually really good. I mean, there's so many manuscripts. Like, I think there was 21 manuscripts in the first section. Like in the first location, and 16 in the second and third ones each. So that's a lot. Drake, Diablo 3 is so fun, especially the Necromancer. You love it? Oh, cool. Well, that's good that you're enjoying it, Drake. Yeah, I haven't played any of the other ones except for 2. Adrian, kind of wish there was a weapon wheel here so you could select any weapon from whatever you wanted. You mean they all use the same ammo pool anyway. That would have been really good. Yeah, I definitely think they could have done that. Would have been good if they did that. Here we go, damage boost. That is definitely going to come in handy.
Emily said that the hotline can be reached through the mail room. This must open the door.
Talk about death throes. I'll listen to that in a separate screen. I like this America Overnight show that you can hear recordings of.
You're listening to America Overnight, mystifying the airwaves for more than 29 years. Thank you for staying up with us. Ghosts. We've had many callers over the years tell us of hauntings, voices, and other phantasmagorical phenomena. Today, friend of the show, Dr. Quincy Reagan tells his story. Quincy.
Thanks. This is something I experienced recently while staying at the Chili Pines Motel in Macon for last year's SuspiciaCon. I was in room 47. The night manager, an avid listener of the program, insisted I take this particular room. Now, the manager explained that years back, the body of a man was discovered under the bed, inside that wooden border that motel beds tend to have. And the body had been there a week, he said. Guests had stayed there, sleeping with the corpse a foot below them. They only found the body when housekeepers complained about the smell. Hauntings have been reported in room 47 ever since. I happily took the room. I fell asleep pretty quick, checking under the bed first, of course. No ghosts visited me, no chilly spots or flickering lights. But when I woke up, I found myself under the bed. It was dark and stiflingly hot. Luckily, I was able to push the mattress off and crawl out before I suffocated. The night manager was kind enough to find me another room.
Oh, there you have it, listeners. What we call ghosts take many forms. Quincy was brave enough to tell his story, and I encourage you to keep calling and writing whenever you encounter something strange, something you can't explain. Maybe you're seeing colors that we have no name for. Maybe your toaster is possessed. Remember, dear listeners, when no one else believes you, we do. America Overnight, we'll be right back.
Hey, I'm in a bear suit. Welcome, dude. I hope it's going well. The way Jesse is standing, you thought that my stream was frozen. I don't blame you. When I actually saw it myself, I thought to myself, oh, people might think that the stream is frozen. Welcome on in, I'm in a bear suit. I hope it's going well. I like that episode there. It makes me think of room 1408. You love cookies, Snakes? Well, that's good. They're delicious. What flavors is your favorite? Harbinger cookies, is it? It sure is. That's the answer to everything. Pay attention, Alberto. This is the last time I'm explaining this. Internal lockdowns are manually triggered events that lock one or all of the sectors by restricting use of the sector elevator, effectively locking staff in their sector until the emergency is handled. They can only be lifted via the directorial override in maintenance once the director is satisfied that the situation is under control. External lockdowns are a bigger deal. Nothing in or out of the whole building. It's only triggered by a code red containment breach based on some complicated system that security and research slapped together. It can only be lifted once A, the threat has been neutralized, and B, a high clearance individual gives the system the all clear. This process is not the same as the directorial override, so stop saying so in documentation. I know it's confusing as hell. I've told Darling 100 times to change it, but they're adamant it stays the way it is. Honestly, I don't think they even know how to change it at this point. Let's just make sure our staff understand how this mess all works, okay? Marshall. Snakes, there's this pistachio and white chocolate one that's delicious. Oh, that's nice. I like the ones that you get at Subway. They're pretty delicious. They're nice and soft too. I don't mind like hard cookies as well, but soft ones are really good too. I'm in a bear suit. A letter with no redacted. Indeed, I'm in a bear suit. I've got a channel point reward that has been redeemed for the stream where the person who redeems it, instead of saying redacted when I read these documents, I actually say their Twitch name every time for the whole stream. So Harbinger redeemed that. So every time I read documents, I'm saying Harbinger instead of redacted. Snakes, you've never had Subway? They're really nice, actually. Yeah, I mean, there's so many different variations and stuff, but I just love how you can, you know, tell them what you don't want on it and what you'd like and stuff like that. They are. I'm in a bear suit. They're so damn delicious. Artie singing. I'm in a bear suit. Macadamia nut is probably favorite. Yeah, they're good too as well. Yeah, macadamia nut one. Chocolate. Oh, I don't know about in other countries, Snakes, but in Australia, they don't actually let you customize the cookies. They just have like set ones that you can get. But the actual like Subway sandwiches that you get, you can tell them what you want on them, how you want the bread, what kind of bread you want, and all that kind of stuff. Systems security evaluation confirmed data breach. Last month, our on-site server experienced an intrusion by unauthorized users. After a thorough investigation, it was confirmed that the users only accessed a video file which contained portions of various Dr. Darling presentations. Investigators were able to track the users through their IP addresses. The following are the confirmed identities of these users: Patrick Strutyens, Rubens Nogueira, Arto Kulomaki, Christopher Mills Bowling, Jaakko Saarinen. Sorry if I've mispronounced any of those names. These individuals are in breach of Bureau Code 91 and have been placed under surveillance by our external investigation team. Further action is pending. Snakes, you're actually inspired to bake macadamia cookies now? Oh, that's cool. And it would be great, though. Like, that'd be cool if you could customize the cookies as well. Lizzie, you do finally have good news, though. You have medical insurance finally now. You need to see if you can continue going to the same doctor. That is excellent, Lizzie. That's great news. That's really, really good. That'll definitely help you out a lot. Snakes, although nuts are expensive, you spent €8 for barely 200 grams of pistachios. Did you? Well, that's not too bad then. Brutus, they're really expensive where you are as well. Oh no. And of course, a lot of prices going up for a lot of stuff as well. A lot of the things that are on sale a lot now, I don't know if it's 100% like this, but it seems like the prices that are standard are double what they used to be, and then when they go on sale now, they're just, the same price that they were before. There might be some documents and stuff that I miss, but I won't be doing a playthrough where I get everything. But I'll try and get as many as I can find as I go through. I don't think I have snakes. No, I don't think I've had that type of pudding before. Harbinger, so you're out of AW content unless you replay the Control DLC or you buy Alan Wake 2. I mean, there's also Quantum Break, although it's not necessarily like directly 100% in the same universe, but
they can fly now. Great.
Snake, all your hobbies have become so expensive. It's more like sticky cake than pudding, but the flavor is so nice and complex. That does sound good though. Like, I've had date loaf before. I don't know if that is a similar taste. Oh yeah, Harbinger.
I have a feeling he'll be back.
Hiss elevated. Hiss elevated agents display abilities similar to telekinetic competencies observed in Bureau para-utilitarians. I would have trained myself to say para-utilitarians because for the past 2 playthroughs I've said para-utilitarians. Para-utilitarians. Some prefer to charge their targets while others launch objects at them. Telekinetic attacks have been ineffective against the Hiss elevated due to their own talent in the area. They do not use any weaponry except their own paranatural capabilities. Some Hiss elevated have been seen levitating while strapped into chairs. This is likely the result of individuals being corrupted while undergoing cognitive recording and parapsychology. How are they able to use paranatural abilities? It is possible that these individuals were bound to objects of power prior to corruption. It's also worth considering that the Hiss resonance can identify and express latent paranatural ability in the individuals it corrupts. Refer to file Harbinger for full report.
Let's stay focused. The hotline should be past the mailroom.
But Altered World Event 17. A spate of disappearances was traced to a home in the city of Butt, where Bureau agents discovered a translocative light switch cord. Interesting. Bureau agents arrived at the home of a local celebrity, located at Harbinger, which had been connected to a total of Harbinger disappearances in the area. Agents found no one inside. While searching in a closet, an agent pulled out the light switch cord and disappeared from view. Another agent was selected to pull the cord in order to replicate the event. He disappeared as well. Both agents were discovered at the oldest house, Harbinger, days later, found in a sealed room by rangers exploring a new area of the house. The light switch cord in the Butt Holmes closet. I'm sorry, I couldn't. Sorry, I need a drink. I got to get it out while I can still actually speak. The light switch cord in the Butt Holmes closet disappeared during this incident. You know those moments when you're like, you might be somewhere and all of a sudden you just have this funny thing that pops into your head and you have to try and stop yourself from laughing out loud because it doesn't fit the current place you're in or the situation. I just couldn't hold it in any longer. That's why at the start of reading this, I took a couple of seconds between continuing the talking. But yeah, Brutus and Lucinda, Butte. Now that you say that, I think I have actually heard it pronounced the way it's supposed to be pronounced. Snakes, they're both made of dates. The pudding has a sauce that's soaked with it. Oh, cool. That's the kind of stuff where it's very, very hard sometimes to not eat the actual mixture before you even set it up. Yeah, I'm the best. Butte ore. Listen, some things just strike you that way. Oh, absolutely. It's just, yeah. Anyway, so that's that Red. I mean, if there was ever a Beavis and Butthead kind of moment. You said butt.
All right, take this down. The situation in Cuba...
The hotline can't be far now.
Authorities. The mysterious illness affecting the staff at the U.S. Embassy in Havana was caused by sonic weaponry in the hands of a foreign power.
I'm going to cover this audio on its own. So I'll just move away from it. I don't think so, Harbinger, but that's all good. Brutus, he said but. But. Listen, the Beavis and Butthead actually passed the town sign that says Butte in the Do America movie. Oh, do they? Oh, damn. I've not seen that for a very long time.
All right, take this down. The situation in Cuba has been evaluated by the relevant authorities. The mysterious illness affecting the staff at the U.S. Embassy in Havana was caused by sonic weaponry in the hands of a foreign power. Numerous personnel have damage to the inner ear, but most are expected to make a full recovery. Of course, the event also damaged their cellular walls, but we can't blame that on some stupid noise gun. Thank God no local doctors examined them first. Honestly, what are the odds an altered item would show up inside a U.S. embassy? Talk about good luck, huh? So much easier to... Hey, are you still recording this?
Yes, Tomasi. Or Damasi, in this case. We're still recording. Brutus, there is a Butte in Montana. City named Butte, you mean? Oh, is there? Oh, cool. I am Cornholio. I need DP for my bunghole. Thanks for redeeming that, Zereth. I don't know if you wanted me to actually put the word in, or if you just wanted me to say ahem. So if you want me to actually say the ahem part instead, then I definitely can do that again, but say that. Or if saying what he actually says is fine, then that's no worries. That was good? Cool. Nice. I am a Cornholio. I need TP for my bunghole. Are you threatening me?
Alberto Tomasi, head of comms.
Here we go. Tomasi's ID. Well done, everyone. It was a strong campaign and perfectly executed. Alberto Tomasi. Adrian, the moment you learned about the asynchronous suit, you were like, mine, gimme. The asynchronous suit.
Yes, got him.
I don't remember what that looks like. Mainly because I don't know what all the suits are called. If it's one of the outfits you can unlock. In this, that is. Harbinger, the second time you play Control, maybe you will understand something before the end. Maybe. Yeah. Oh, the coat-like outfit, Adrian. I see. Yeah. I don't know what... I've got the Ultimate Edition for PS5, so I don't know what ones are included or not included. Makes Jesse look like Neo in Matrix 2 somewhat. Oh, yeah. That's right, yeah, because they redesigned what they wore in that second movie. Hotline security log. I won't say all the times and stuff, but I'll just say Director Trench twice, then Bill Everett, a custodian, Director Trench twice again, Bill Everett, custodian, Director Trench 3 times, Bill Everett, custodian, Director Trench, Bill Everett, custodian, and then Carol Bishop, custodian. They're the people who've accessed the hotline. Adrian, asynchronous requires a specific side quest, does it? Oh, I gotcha. Yeah, I don't think I'll be doing all the side quests in this playthrough, but it is cool though that you can unlock outfits by doing those. The Butte AWE-17. According to their testimony, the agents had been transported from the Butte home to a roadside motel, named the Ocean View Motel and Casino, and discovered a room key by performing a ritual. See file MOT-01. The key opened a door marked with an inverted black pyramid, which they only learned after a lengthy period of trial and error. After pulling another motel cord found inside this room, they were transported to the oldest house. The disappearances of the home's owner and the other locals of Butte have been attributed to the light switch cord. The Ocean View Motel is now known to have many doors and pathways. Since the occurrence, identical light switch cords to the one found in the Butte home have begun appearing throughout the oldest house. At the time of writing, Harbinger light cords have been found in the oldest house, located in the Harbinger and Harbinger sectors. These all access the Ocean View Motel, though how exactly this link operates is Harbinger. But initial hypotheses center on the Butte AWE as a Harbinger. See Dr. Darling presentation 24.3 for more details. Snake, not Ocean View. That's it. Ocean View.
The Ocean View Motel and Casino. Dream logic. The light switch cord. The door marked with the black pyramid.
Whoa. Have we been here before? No. I've stayed at a lot of roadside motels across the country, on the road, on the run, under the radar. This feels like all of them, like something recognized from a dream.
Anyone here?
Key has a black pyramid on it.
Oh yeah, Adrian, I do. Yeah, I remember that. Careful, you'll break your arm like Joey and Friends. Never actually saw that episode. Then again, I probably only ever saw 1 or 2 episodes in the entire run of Friends. I've just seen like memes and stuff. Lucinda, okay, I think it's about time for that nap. You ate and got hydrated, now you're sleepy. Gonna lurk. Thank you for leaving the lurk, Lucinda. It's very much appreciated. I hope that you get some good rest, especially before you have to go to work. Would like to highly recommend people check out Lucinda's channel. Is doing a first playthrough of Alan Wake. That is Lucinda's secondary game at the moment. Doing that this week, and alternates from one week to the next between the secondary and the primary. So next week it'll be the primary game, Assassin's Creed Valhalla. We'll also be doing Mirage as well, and is also a fan of the Last of Us series, the Evil Within series, Dying Light, as well as the Resident Evil franchise, and a whole lot more. Such a great streamer, so definitely highly recommend checking out Lucinda's channel if you haven't before. I hope you have a great rest, Lucinda. No problemo for the shout out either. Always more than happy to give you one. And thank you so much for dropping in and chatting for a bit too. Hope you have a good rest. Definitely catch you again soon as well. Adrian, Matt LeBlanc legit broke an arm while filming the previous episode, so they made his character break his arm in the opening scene by jumping on a bed. Oh, okay. Yeah, no, I never saw that episode. But I mean, that's a creative way to, do that, to allow that as well, I think something similar in the movie Seven, Brad Pitt did something to his arm, but instead of not filming that day, he still filmed, but they made it part of the story, or something.
It is a phone. It's an object of power. It doesn't connect to any typical network. A direct line to the astral plane and the board. And my hypothesis is, under the right conditions, to other planes of existence as well.
A director needs a team. My management team. These people know the secrets of the Bureau as well as I do. Some even better. Darling, Tomasi, Salvador, Marshall. Marshall especially, my head of operations. She sees right through me. She knows I don't like relying on people. The only person you should fail is yourself. But things change when you become director.
I have it. The hotline. I can reach Trench. Well, listen to him. He feels more like an echo. An echo with important info. I need to get back to Emily.
That's right, Harbinger, yeah. Yeah, they're remaking Silent Hill 2. Is it possible to play it without having played Silent Hill 1 first? You should be able to, yeah. Yeah, without spoiling anything, Silent Hill 2 is not really a direct sequel to Silent Hill 1. Set in the same town and, you know, all that kind of stuff, but you don't necessarily have to have played Silent Hill 1. If it was Silent Hill 3, that'd be a different story, because Silent Hill 3 is a direct sequel to the first one. Ah yes, the hotline. The phone Darling is using in his music video. Yes, that's an awesome music video too. Jesse is dynamite. Snake, which AC game do you think would look best on the PS5? That's a good question. I've played Assassin's Creed like Origins and Odyssey and Valhalla and Mirage. They look pretty good on PS5. Probably those sorts of games, I would say. Like, the Ezio Collection looks pretty good, though, on PS5. Black Flag. I still think that looks pretty good. Indeed, Harbinger. Trench. Indeed. Played by the great James McCaffrey. Brutus, you wonder why they don't remake Silent Hill 1 first. I actually think that would have been better in the long run. Even though Silent Hill 2, you don't have to have played Silent Hill 1 first. But if they do a remake of Silent Hill 1, it's just going to be very confusing for people. I mean, there's probably some people who are like, Silent Hill 2? Never actually heard of Silent Hill 1 before, you know, so, I don't know. Not really a fan of them doing that first. I mean, that is such a big game in the series to actually remake as well. Because a lot of Silent Hill fans have that as their favorite Silent Hill entry, so it'd be like jumping on someone's gravestone in a way. Ambivalent. There's a few scenes in 7 where you can see the cast on his arm, but they came up with clever ways to obscure it. It's really cool when they can do that, Ambivalent. Makes me think of Jackie Chan movies, like there was Rumble in the Bronx where I think he sprained his ankle or something like that. And so what they did was, instead of, you know, having him take days off or whatnot, he essentially had a special shoe made that not only was a recreation of the other shoe that he was actually wearing, but they actually recreated the socks that he was wearing and put it all in one so that he could put the special shoe on his ankle or foot that was injured and still be able to continue doing stuff. Snake, that's true. It is. Yeah, it really is. I get why they're remaking 2, because it is such a beloved Silent Hill game that it would make sense for them to remake that from that perspective, but I really think they could have done a remake of Silent Hill 1 first, but yeah. What I would wish Konami would do is actually do a collection of Silent Hill 1, 2, 3, and 4, the original versions, and don't do any bullshit to them. Just make them playable on modern systems. Don't fuck with the friggin' color palettes. Don't fuck with the friggin', voice work or anything like that. Remember that special shoe, Brutus? Yeah, it was quite cool to do that. How creative they can be in those respects. Objects of Power Hotline. Object of Power 3 UE. Objects should be inaccessible for use except to the director. Description: Power utility. Object is a 1960s era red Bakelite telephone. The rotary dial has been replaced with a black knob of unknown purpose. The phone weighs Harbinger. The object allows the director to communicate with the Harbinger. If used by anyone other than the director, the object will cause lethal Harbinger. See Dr. Darling Presentation 11.6 for more information. The object is currently bound to Director Trench. The object spontaneously manifested in the director's office, placed on the desk. Director Northmore was the first known Bureau agent to use it. A battery of tests were run on the object, including Harbinger and Harbinger, but its origin remains unknown.
Ring, ring. It's Dr. Darling calling. In 1978, a comms department intern heard the hotline ring and picked it up, going against every safety protocol in the manual. She never recovered, and the handful of witnesses required extensive memory repression therapy. It is a phone. It's an object of power. It doesn't connect to any typical network. A direct line to the astral plane and the board. And my hypothesis is, under the right conditions, to other planes of existence as well. Our very own Ouija board. Only the director can answer it safely, and what he hears is kept classified.
Really ambivalent. Cruz had a quote-unquote boot for his ankle too in Mission Impossible. Oh, wow. Harbinger, damn you, Rod, making you want to install this again. That is my secret plan, Harbinger. Every single game that you have ever wanted to reinstall through watching me play, I knew that would be the game that you wanted me to stream to do that, though. Just kidding. Ambivalent, not sure which Mission Impossible, though. I don't blame you, considering how many there are. The only ones I ever saw was the first one and the third one. I haven't seen the other ones.
It took us a long time to learn how to stabilize the control points, the ley lines, the meridians of the oldest house. Darling found a way to soothe this beast. We discovered we must cleanse control points of all interference. It's my duty as the director, like Northmore before me. I couldn't manage it in my own house, at my home. I'll damn well do it here. Without the control points, the oldest house would swallow us alive. We'd be sealed inside an endless labyrinth, and no one would hear our screams. If an enemy ever managed to corrupt the control points, it'd be over fast, spreading like a cancer, leaping over the fire breaks like a crown fire. They are the weak point. Darling's right about that. He's wrong about everything else. Dangerously wrong. Suspiciously wrong. Has he been compromised?
Brutus, you think you've only seen the first one? Yeah, that was crazy when that came out because it was 1996, I think, and I was only about I was about 13 years old, I think, around 13, turning 14 that year. So I remember when it came out. I remember the Nintendo 64 game that came out too, and playing that as well. I never finished though. It was one of those situations where I rented it. I didn't actually buy it or have it bought, or no one bought it for me or whatnot. But yeah, that first one was interesting because I remember at the time there was a lot of pissed off fans because they made the previous director of the team, or whatever you want to call it, from the old series and turned them into the villain in the first movie. And I think there are a lot of fans that were upset about that as well. At the time, that is.
I can hear the hotline ringing in my dreams, constantly ringing. Ringing so loud I can't hear the voice I'm straining to understand. Why don't I pick up? It's a secure line of communication with the board. They would tell me what I need to know. Do I fear their answers? Would they have warned me of this threat? I didn't see it coming. The traitor in our midst. A conspiracy plotted right behind me. I can't trust anyone. I must assume all my intel has been manipulated. The hotline is the only channel I can trust. Bind it, control it. The rule and the ritual with objects of power. It can't be tampered with. The lifeline to the astral plane and the board. I must seek guidance. Soon. I'll rest first. I'm so tired. Always tired now. But I must reach the hotline. I think I'm under attack. An attack of dementia, exhaustion. It's a brain cloud making me forget. The hotline. I must reach the hotline.
Interesting, a brain cloud. Interesting term to use.
A director needs a team. My management team. These people know the secrets of the Bureau as well as I do. Some even better. They have proven themselves. Darling, Tomasi, Salvador, Marshall. Marshall especially, my head of operations. She sees right through me. She knows I don't like relying on people. The only person you should fail is yourself. So I followed my own orders. Northmoor hated my guts for that. But things change when you become director. You suddenly see this dark void for the horror show it truly is, filled with screaming fear we pretend to control. Sand leaks through my fingers. The roses I pruned in the garden back when I still had a family, all dead. Heat escapes my body. My thoughts are scattered. The universe keeps expanding. I can't keep up with it alone. When I forget that, things go wrong. And my team has to pick up the pieces. Damage control. To help me get out of my mess. The Ocean View Motel and Casino is a familiar friend to me. I stayed in countless motels like it while investigating AWEs across the country, back in my field agent days. Those roadside motels all bleed together like a dream. Same and not the same. Anywhere and nowhere. The Ocean View operates on dream logic, and the light switch cord leaks out to be found in the most unexpected places, and sometimes successfully encouraged to appear and act as a convenient lock to keep out those not trained in dreamscape navigation. Even Bureau veterans can only find one key in the motel. The key that opens the door marked with the inverted black pyramid. The rest, the many other doors, are still mysteries to us. We're all merely guests there. Even the board, Sometimes I need to visit, just to breathe easier for a while. It beats the numb, sterile apartment I spend my nights in, insulated from everything but myself. I guess that's where the whiskey comes in. Something's coming. The whisper's growing louder. The worst winter storm in Bureau history. A retribution for my sins. Our sins. This threat could destroy the Bureau, everything I've built. Destroy me. A web spun, turning this place against me. I catch glimpses of it in the corner of my eye. It's just out of reach. Elusive. It's clever. A perverse game of hide and seek. Is this part of an attack? Obfuscating the facts. Dimming my eyes. It's hard to tell. I need answers. I haven't heard back from Darling. I fear for my friend, my closest ally. I think we made a terrible mistake all those years ago. That thing he studies is putting us all in danger. It's my duty as director to keep the Bureau safe. It'll be difficult. What's done can't be undone. There's no easy fix. Magical thinking is a requirement for survival. Pain and suffering are mandatory. To change things, you have to break yourself. I don't know if I have the strength. I'm old and weak. I'm afraid. I can see my hands trembling. I'm losing control.
I've always liked that, how they always have the two different words. So that covers all those.
React strongly when I tell them about you. Is it too soon to tell Emily? She might be able to help.
That's all the hotline stuff that we unlocked. I'm going to be ending the stream soon, but I want to actually speak with Emily first and do all that kind of stuff. Instead of just ending right there. Sometimes there's dialogue between NPCs that are hanging around in the executive area.
Jesse, did you get the hotline? I mean, how is it out there? The comms? The hiss? Sorry. You made it. I'm glad.
Emily? Let's talk.
Of course.
Analysis of Hiss Threat Part 1. Initial encounters with the entity known as the Hiss have revealed various behavioral facts. Most notably, the Hiss is able to invade or corrupt control points, altered items, and even humans, radically changing their behavior. Curiously, any person wearing one of the wearable HRA devices that Dr. Darling has been distributing over the past weeks was not affected by this corruption. The only known exception to this fact is the new director, Jesse Faden, who possesses an inherent immunity to the Hiss. This could indicate that she has already been corrupted, but her behavior is so in contrast to that of the other Hiss that I have dismissed the theory. My final observation comes from Ms. Faden herself. She is able to cleanse material and organisms of the Hiss corruption. We tested this ability on a Hiss corrupted entity, but unfortunately the process seems to kill the host. Perhaps the host's physiology becomes reliant on the Hiss. More work to be done. Refer to file Harbinger for full report. Harbinger, she's just chilling, sitting on a chair, then suddenly, oh my god, Jesse! Exactly. And then Jesse jumps up on the table and she doesn't say anything. Hello there, Sheila. Welcome on in. It's going really good, thank you. How are you? Just finishing up some things here before ending the stream, but been making some good progress with my game schedule so far for this year. Got Alan Wake's American Nightmare finished in one stream and covered that. And I've been able to make a start on this playthrough as well. So it's been going good.
I got the hotline. I can make out what Trench is saying now.
Incredible. What did he say?
He talked about his management team. People who knew the Bureau's secrets. Your boss, Darling. Tomasi, but he's gone. His god. Salvador?
He's the head of security.
And Marshall?
Helen Marshall is head of operations. She's tough, ex-CIA. She took her Rangers and went to the research sector to secure the HRA production. She hasn't come back.
Someone who could help us. The other sectors. How do I get there?
It's impossible because of the internal lockdown. You can perform a directorial override to lift it, but that can only be done in the maintenance sector. Normally, you take the sector elevator down there. It connects all the sectors, but it won't work while the lockdown is in effect.
We already got past one lockdown. Maybe I can find a way.
Jesse, look, with no prep, no training, in this extreme situation, you are doing phenomenally well. And all that and the Hiss can't seem to affect you. I mean, I would love to run some tests on you. If you agree, that is. We could find out something that would help us.
Tests? I don't know. She might find out about you. But I wouldn't mind understanding more myself. Okay. If you think it will help.
Great. I'll check the internal documentation for any lockdown bypasses. We need to get these sectors open to locate Darling and Marshall.
And I'll look for a way inside the maintenance sector. The sooner we find one, the sooner I reach this override.
Okay, just want to test something first, just to see where the checkpoint was created.
I heard the Hiss attacked the power plant. Brings up a lot of new questions. Are they communicating? Coordinating? What about the plant attracted them?
The power plant is largely confidential. No use guessing the Hiss's motives if we don't even know what kind of energy it uses.
What do you mean? It has to be a fusion reactor. There's no other way to create that kind of energy output, right?
Good. That's a good spot where it actually puts things. This is where I'm going to end this stream of Control. Wanted to get a bit of a head start on the playthrough, so decided to do a short stream of it. The next stream of this that you'll see from me will be on Thursday. So if you see me streaming this again, then you know it's become Thursday. I'll be doing the 2 DLC as well. And so Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday next week will also be Control as well. So there'll be one more Control stream this week. Friday will be Tomb Raider: The Last Revelation. Saturday will be my unique Black Flag playthrough stream. And Sunday will be Assassin's Creed Odyssey. And then next week, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday will be Control again. So yeah, the next stream of Control will be when it's Thursday for me here in Australia. Just want to thank everyone so much for watching the stream. It's muchly appreciated. Here's a link to my YouTube channel where I export a lot of the VODs. You'll find all the streams that I did last year there as well. And I'm continuing to export streams there for this year also. Zereth, yeet. Exactly. Yeet. Brutus, thanks for the stream. See you at some point in the future. Well, it could be right now. Really, when you think about time, everything's happening at once. The future, the present, and the past is constantly flowing. That's okay, Brutus, for the stream. No worries at all. And same to you as well, Snakes. No worries for the stream. Same to you as well, Zereth. Thanks for the GGs, Ambivalent. Muchly appreciated. Sheila, you have to watch the VOD on the YouTube because you missed today's stream. That's totally fair. Yeah, the American Nightmare one will be in one big stream. So I got that done from start to finish. And then finished off Alan Wake Remastered as well. Hello there, Jeremy. I hope things have been going good. We're going to raid out to Crocodiles. He's playing Assassin's Creed Black Flag without the HUD and no fast travel allowed, and also limited looks at the map. Before I do that though, I just want to give some shout outs. Indeed, I'm in a bear suit. You definitely will. It was certainly Harbinger redacted. It really was. Yeah. Yeah, I only came up with the channel point reward for that before the stream started, actually. That's why it took me a bit longer to get the stream started and that, because I was a little bit behind on what I was doing. I was like, oh, I could do a channel point reward thing. So went in there and, doctored up a image for the, redemption and all that kind of stuff. Would highly recommend people check out I'm in a Bear Suit, who's playing The Last of Us Part 1. He does a variety of different kinds of playthroughs. He does permadeath runs of Last of Us, sometimes doing permadeath for the whole game, also doing permadeath per chapter. Also a fan of the Dark Souls series, and does speedruns for those from time to time as well. Also, I highly recommend checking out Lidus. He does a lot of retro stuff, playing through Streets of Rage 4 at the moment. He also loves the other Streets of Rage games, as well as the Street Fighter, Mortal Kombat, Tekken franchises as well. Highly recommend checking out Lucinda. They're playing through Alan Wake for the first time, and she's also doing Assassin's Creed Valhalla for the first time as well, alternating week to week between her primary and secondary game. So this week it's Alan Wake, and then next week it'll be Assassin's Creed Valhalla. Also highly recommend checking out Shillerlock, playing through the Elder Scrolls V Skyrim for the very first time, and we'll also be doing a follow-up playthrough to get all the achievements in the game. Also a big fan of Assassin's Creed. Did a challenge recently with the 3 Ezio games, AC2, Brotherhood, and Revelations, where if he died, he had to restart the whole game from the start. And also highly recommend checking out Tylian. He's a big fan of games like Control, as well as Alan Wake and Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order, as well as The Last of Us and a lot of other games like that as well. So I highly recommend checking out those streamers. Ambivalent, how do you change your name to Redacted? Asking for a Fred Law. Redacted. Redacted information. We're going to go and raid crocodiles. There's a general raid message that anyone can feel free to use. I'm going to put a variation on my free follower one as well. So there's a raid message that has my free follower emotes. Schiller, that is absolutely no trouble at all for the shout out. More than happy to give you one, dude. And same to you as well, I'm in a bear suit. Definitely no worries at all, man. And there's also a variation that has emotes for subscribers. let's set off the raid to Crooked. That's another good one. I'm in a bear suit. That's definitely another great combination with the free follower emotes. Actually, no, sorry, they're not the free follower ones. Whoops. The subscriber emotes. That's definitely a good combination as well. I really wish Twitch would actually add more slots. I keep saying this because I think more streamers should also say this, because followers are just as important as lurkers who don't follow, as well as lurkers who are followers, and everyone, as but a lot of streamers seem to forget about people who are just followers, and being grateful for them too. So I just want to thank everyone who is a lurker who doesn't follow, a follower who lurks, a follower who chats sometimes, subscribers who lurk, or subscribers who chat as well. Whatever the case is, you're muchly appreciated. And I think Twitch needs to add more slots for streamers for their free follower slots, to give more emotes to use than just 5. Thank you very much for watching. Hope you all have a good one. See you next time.